Mr. Gutierrez, felt good. It was it was good. It was good to be in the high altitude, get the plays down, the base, because you can be learning on a sheet of paper, but until you put pen to paper and application, and we have Coach Janoko, Coach Kubiak, and for my case, Coach Sullivan, repping it, getting on our butts about it, improving us, improving the entire offense every single day. It's been great. And from day one to day two, I think we saw a lot of improvement in everybody's, including myself.
Fernando, I know you've talked about watching YouTube videos and highlights and studying tape. I'm just curious, prior to being drafted, how often did you kind of study Clint Kubiak's offensive scheme in particular, just as being a football fan in general?
Yeah, I mean, he won a Super Bowl last year, so I saw a lot of him. I love watching NFL football on Sundays, so I watched a lot of Coach Kubiak. And then when I was drafted and got here, I was able to get the playbook. However, going now to be in the facility and having access to the film and seeing the application, seeing Kirk Cousins do it back in Minnesota, seeing Sam Darnold do it last year in Seattle, see the application and how it's supposed to be executed and what it's done at a high level is really beneficial for my development. And that's something from coming day one, just seeing it on the paper and taking it in. And then day two, last night with the coaches, really studying, okay, this is how Kirk Cousins, Sam Darnold did it. This is how their footwork and eyes looked. So can we put that on the field today? And I think we did.
You talked about working with Brian Greasy in the pre-draft process, studying those kind of West Coast concepts, the under-center play. Coming here to Las Vegas, how much has that helped you kind of hit the ground running with this offense?
It has. I give a big thanks to him. And the offensive line here in the rookie camp has been phenomenal. The centers have always, we've gotten extra work with all the centers and the quarterbacks the past 2 days. Everybody really wants to work, and it's a great feeling the other quarterbacks are really in tune, but I need more work under center. And it's great when we can be in the hotel getting 25 to 50 snaps each, last night and the night before day one, and to really get that timing. And I still have a long way to go, but those centers are phenomenal, consistent snaps, and offensive line did a great job.
Fernando, kind of along those same lines, what do you think is going to be the biggest adjustment for you working under center? I know every quarterback coming out of college has to deal with that nowadays, but for you personally, what do you think is going to be the biggest adjustment to that?
I believe it's the added footwork. Instead of being back there in shotgun, you have to get back to make sure you get depth so you can best serve your offensive lineman, still be on time, still decipher the defense. And with that, it's really having an emphasis on those first two steps, on securing the snap and getting out of there and powerful with having quick feet. And that's something that Coach Sullivan and Coach Janoko and Coach Kubiak have talked to me about.
I'm sure your world has changed so much since we saw you a week ago, but what have you learned inside the Raiders building that you didn't know from the outside?
I've learned a lot in these 2 days, and I think that's the best thing is the advice that I've gotten is as a rookie, you just try to learn the most as possible. So right now there's a lot of information. It's coming like a fire hose, but at that time, I'm just trying to take it all in to get better every single day. It's the attention to detail, and it's really, connecting with the teammates. It's so great in rookie camp, all coming together as an offense, as a defense, special teams, as a team together to have coherent practices so we can all get better at football.
There's two guys from Indiana that also signed as UDFAs, and Hemby and Williams. How cool is it to be here with them, and how beneficial has it been for you to be with them and kind of get integrated within the system?
Yeah, Hemby, Williams, and then Jonathan Brady was also here on an invite. So to have those Indiana guys, I've had plays with all three. I've handed the ball off to Hemby, I've thrown the ball to EJ and to Jonathan Brady. And to have those guys there, it's great to have rapport with them. However, looking forward to building with them and looking forward to creating rapport with my new teammates.
Fernando, I'm back here. What has the communication process been like with you so far in stepping up to the NFL language and terminology?
It's been dialing it in, and it's been trying to become more fluid with the whole operation of things. It's going to be a step from college to the NFL. However, with the great coaching we have here and great other players, it makes it really easy on me. As I already seen a huge development in the whole offense, day one to day two. So to have so many great players around and coaches getting the NFL lingo, going in the huddle, saying it, and rather than just trying to kind of re-say and memorize a couple words, how the Coach Janoko says in your earpiece to Coach Kubiak, really try to step out of the huddle, imprint the call, understand it, and then go in the huddle with conviction, be able to look the guys in the eyes, and then so we can go out and execute.
Everybody knows your life has kind of been a whirlwind the last few months, from Heisman to championships to draft and everything else. Have you been able to settle back into routine of just working? Has that happened for you yet? Do you feel like you're getting back to that?
Yeah, out of all those, great milestones, I'm really happy about these past 2 days because it's back to football. It's good, and I really enjoyed college. We were able to the Hoosiers were able to end off on a high point, and now back to the bottom of the totem pole. Yesterday, I was like, wow, I have a lot to work on. And wow, the NFL players, everybody here in rookie camp, these are all really, really good players. So I need to elevate my level of play to then when we go to OTAs next week and training camp. So it's good to start back on the bottom of the totem pole. I have a lot to learn and a lot to grow up with great coaches and great players around me. I'm excited to do it.
You talked about leadership being earned, not given, kind of a couple weeks ago. We see you breaking down the huddle and stuff today. Are there steps that you've already taken to kind of establish yourself more as a leader here in rookie minicamp?
Yeah, I would never proclaim me as a leader. I'd let my teammates do that. But in rookie camp, everybody's trying to show out. It's essentially a tryout for all the rookies, including me, camp invites, UDFAs, any draft picks, as Coach Kubiak says. And so we're all just trying to rally together, keep each other up, whether it's bad play, good play, have a neutral mindset, and I naturally, getting to know the guys throughout these past 2 days, giving them fist bumps, them patting me on the butt, kind of giving a little talk back and forth after the plays, and stuff like that just naturally happens. Whether it's, another player, like, whoever it is breaking down.
The Hoosiers are planning the trip to the White House, I think 11th, May 11th, later this month. Are you able to make that trip? Are you planning on going there?
I believe May 11th is the first day of OTAs. If I'm not mistaken, I have the calendar. However, I don't have the calendar. Sorry. Well, maybe I do. I'm sorry. I gotta check Teamworks. If it is on the first day of OTAs, like I said, I'm on the bottom of the totem pole here. I gotta prove myself. I can't miss practice. I don't know anything official. I don't have the calendar, but I just wouldn't, as a rookie, I don't think that's a good look. And I want to, try to best serve my teammates. And I don't know if that'd be accomplishing that goal. Because it's, although it'd be, yeah.
Fernando, you previously mentioned about Kirk Cousins. Just how beneficial is it to have someone in that quarterback room that's has familiarity with Kubiak's offense?
Yeah, I think that when we're watching the film, we see, Kirk Cousins operating at a very high level. So I think it's going to be very beneficial hearing him talk, observe, and just being around him, trying to get some osmosis from him in a way where trying to absorb information. And I'm really looking forward to that relationship.
Talk about that osmosis. When you come in the building, you see guys like Tim Brown and Marcus Allen and Jim Plunkett. What are those conversations like, and what are some pieces of advice that you would say they gave you that has even helped you this young in your career?
Like Mr. Davis told me, the strength of the Raiders is in their alumni. And I think that's present when you see all these alumni out on the practice field or in the building. I think it's a very special thing about this cornerstone franchise. And it's them giving, evidently, if they see something on tape, I'm sure they'd tell any of the players, but it's more of the Raiders standard and the commitment to excellence that they're going to push, because that's what they did when they were players, and I'm sure they want to see it now.
You got a lot on your plate already anyway with what's going on here, but this coming Tuesday is going to be the first Hispanic Football Hall of Fame, and you were named the Hispanic College Player of the Year. What did that mean to you to be recognized as such?
Well, it was a great honor, and there's been many great Hispanic players. Like we just mentioned, Jim Plunkett. There's a lot of other great college players, Hispanic players in college this year. So we named that it's a great honor. Really makes me proud for my grandparents immigrating from Cuba, and to be able to, all four of my grandparents immigrating from Cuba, being able to live the American dream, and then now allowing me to be on this stage, it means a lot.
Went on to draft a whole lot of defensive backs after you. What have been your impressions of those guys early, and what's the battle going to be like with them throughout all the way through training camp?
It's been great. I've been talking to all of them. My locker mate right now is Stukes, so to have him next to, battling him and seeing such a great player on the other side of the field, and just all the defensive players, it's been it's been great, and I think it's going to really test the offense and offensive, especially the offensive rookies, and look forward to all of us growing together and best serving the organization.
You had met with Clint Kubiak a handful of times during the draft process. What are your first impressions of him as a coach?
Yeah, I think that he's a great teacher, and be able to get little nuggets here and there from him, accompanied with Coach Dinoco and Coach Sullivan, has been very beneficial. And to have such a genius offensive mind, running such a coherent and complementary system, is a really good place and really good situation to be in as a quarterback. So I'm blessed and I'm ready to get to work. And I have a lot to improve. They know that, I know that, so I'm just ready to improve.
Fernando, to that point, you've been here 10 minutes in the grand scheme of life, right? But you're talking about all the things that you've picked up over the last 2 days. What are you a little bit surprised by that you thought you'd get faster, but you're kind of struggling with right now in your mind?
Yeah, there's a lot to learn. There's a lot to learn. I'm a rookie, and I've learned a lot in these past 2 days. I feel really good coming out of this rookie mini camp with the entire like day 1 and day 2 of the system, imprinting it, be able to run it rather than really having the application and the schematic on paper part. I feel really good coming out of this rookie mini camp, but I think it's going to be that repetition under center, getting those quicker feet, and just you can always be faster and more efficient in your reads and decisiveness.
Fernando, Q Myers to Red Nation Radio. With all that being said, everything you're learning, is it get a little overwhelming, or does it feel like it's slowing down a little bit, even though it's only day 2?
It's good. It's great. It's great to finally be back in football and have that information. And that's how you want it. You want it to be overwhelming, because when you are, it doesn't need a negative connotation, but when you're positively stressed by getting a lot of information, it allows you to grow. And so all of us rookies and trial guys being able to get stressed by the information, I say that in quotation marks, will allow us to grow. And we saw that from day 1 to day 2. So it's been a great opportunity. I think it's really going to help us rookies into going into it's OTAs. Sorry.
A couple more guys. What are your first impressions of Malik Benson so far after working with him?
He's great. I connected with him a couple times yesterday on 7-on-7, and great playmaker, really fast, and great hands. So look forward to getting more work with him, creating that rookie rapport. He's also a great guy and great character. Yesterday, always wants extra work. The receivers, quarterback, centers, we were there doing a walkthrough last night, and he was the first one there. So.
I'm sure being here, you've dreamt of this moment your entire life. Are there any surprises that have come your way so far?
I think it's the realization that you have the Raider logo on your chest and you're playing NFL football, which is great, and it's a great privilege. And with that comes a lot of responsibility. Responsibility, like Coach Kubiak says, of being a Raider in this off week, making sure you're working out every single day, having your decisions focused on becoming the best player you can be and the best serve the team and the best serve the organization. So to have that little moment of awe, like, wow, NFL, then now it's NFL. There's a lot of responsibility in that. What a privilege. And let me control the controllables every day so I can best serve my teammates.
What do you have to do to earn your shield?
I have no idea. I mean, I've only been here 2 days. I would be lying to you if not, but I'm just going to try to improve every single day, and hopefully one day I could earn my shield. But yeah.
Saying you still have a lot to learn, what about that challenge excites you? Because you've been there before in your career.
I think it always excites me to learn, because that means there's a room for growth. It's when the coach says, hey, you have a lot to learn, you have a lot of room to grow, it shows that your best football is ahead of you. Whether it's, any of the rookies, I believe we all have a lot of room to grow, including me. And so to hear that from the coaches means that they see, potential. Our potential is nothing unless you improve every single day and control the controllables. So looking forward to growing and being back on the bottom of the totem pole and working my way up and earning the respect of my teammates and becoming the best player I can become to best serve them.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys. Have a good one. God bless.